Hello students, good morning and welcome to our English language class with Junior Secondary 1. Today is Tuesday, the 18th of May 2021, and we'll be talking about writing. In our last class, we were talking about writing and we'll continue talking about writing. What are we writing? Essay writing. We said essay. The word essay originated from a French word, exiger. That's what we said in our last class. That the word essay comes from a French word, exiger. What does exiger mean? Exiger means to examine, to test, or to literally drive out. So with these words, we came to the definition of an essay. We said an essay or essay writing are short pieces of writing that requires the students to develop a number of skills such as research, analysis, comparison, contrast, persuasion, conciseness, clarity, and exposition. Don't forget, we are on page 72 of our students' book, MI2. And we saw the three main parts of essay yesterday. We said an essay writing is divided into three main parts. The first part is the introduction. The second part is the body. And the third part is the conclusion. What are all these parts made up of? What are these parts? Why do we have to divide our essay into three main parts? Let's see what an introduction is. We saw it in our last class, and I'm going to throw more light on it today. We say an introduction is the first paragraph of your essay where the main idea of your essay is introduced. It is the first paragraph of your essay where the main idea of the topic or of the essay is introduced. We also talked about a good opening paragraph. If you write your essay with a good introduction, you will earn more marks. How are you going to earn more marks? The reader will be interested in your essay, and so will give you more marks. So it is ever good to hook the reader's interest in your introduction. We also saw the body or the supporting paragraph. What are they? They make up the main body of your essay. They are the paragraphs that make up the main body of your essay. I showed you an example yesterday. So today we'll be talking about a conclusion or summary paragraph. That's what we are seeing today. Conclusion or summary paragraphs. What is a conclusion or a summary paragraph? The summary paragraph comes at the end of your essay. The summary paragraph is always the last paragraph of your essay. When you are finished writing, you conclude with a summary paragraph. That's why it is called conclusion, because it is the last paragraph of your essay, of your writing. How do we write a conclusion? Remember the past two parts that I've mentioned, which are the introduction, the body, and now the conclusion. The introduction, I told you how to write the introduction. The conclusion, the body, I also told you how to write the body, and now we are going to see how to write the conclusion. Writing a piece of essay doesn't mean, or a piece of writing doesn't mean you just write and leave it like that. Every essay must have a beginning, the middle, which is the body, and then you end it. Every writing must have an end. So conclusion is the end of our essay when we are finished developing all our main ideas in the body. The main ideas are developed in the body. Then the conclusion is where we are going to give our opinion or our suggestion or our point of view. In our conclusion, you have to restate the strongest points of your essay that supports the main idea. You restate it in your conclusion, and you conclude by restating the main idea in different words. You don't state it the way you stated it at the introduction. You restate it, but in different words, and give your personal opinion or suggestion of a plan of action. That's when you are giving your opinion or your suggestion to the problem posted or whatever the topic is. You give your personal opinions. And we move forward to see examples of different parts of essay. We are going to see an example of an introduction, an example of a body, and an example of a conclusion. For example, we have it on the board here, example of an introduction. Let's see. The topic of the essay is football in Egypt, football in Guinea Equatorial. So how are you going to introduce it? If they ask you to write about football in Equatorial Guinea, how are you going to examine it? They say examine, they say essay writing means examine, analyze, and roll out, drive out means you should write it down. They say examine the football in Equatorial Guinea. How are you going to introduce it? This is my own introduction. Football has been part of life in Equatorial Guinea for over 70 years. It has evolved into extremely popular sport for both men and women, and it is played and watched by millions of people or millions of Equatorial Guineans, and has become a #1 sport. That is my introduction. I say football has been a part of life in Equatorial Guinea for over 70 years, full stop. It has evolved into an extremely popular sport for both men and women. It is played and watched by millions of Equatorial Guineans and has become the #1 sport. That is my introduction. That's introduction #1. Now, if they ask you to write about unemployment in the country or job creation in the country to reduce unemployment, how are you going to introduce it? I introduce it as such. The Guinean government can create over 1 million jobs in 1 month and reduce a huge youth unemployment by 70% in 1 year if we desire. That is my introduction. You see that in the introduction, I have mentioned the main idea. I have mentioned the topic sentence in the introduction. And the body. How do we write the body? Let's say we are talking about unemployment. We've chosen the topic unemployment, we've introduced it, and now we want to write about the body. In the body, we list the. We have seen some exemplary introductions, and let's continue with the body. We have seen 2 examples of an introduction. Let's look at examples of the body. Let's say we have chosen unemployment or job creation as our topic. And in our body, we have to list the points that develop the main idea, like the data of unemployment youth would be collected through the internet. Another point, the policy of unemploying Guineans first before any other nationality where Guineans can do the job. This means where Guineans can do the job we first of all give priority to Guineans first before any other nationality. The government should provide tax holidays on companies who employ new staff, minimum of 2 Guineans. This means the government, any company employing staff, the government should impose a tax on them. Make it compulsory for them to employ Guineans, minimum of 2 in their companies. Then the next point, government should remove illegal immigrants who work in Guinea Equatorial. These are some of the points which we can list and develop them. When talking of unemployment in the country, we can list these points and develop them. And then in writing an essay, we have connecting paragraphs. How do we connect our paragraphs when we are writing an essay? Because we don't just write an essay and leave it like that. We need to connect our paragraph to the other. How do we connect our paragraphs? We use transition words to link our paragraphs together. Why is it compulsory for us to link the paragraphs together? Whenever you link your paragraph together, it makes it easier for the reader to read with ease. The reader will read it with ease. We have transition words. Transition words are words that we use to link our paragraph. We use them at the beginning and at the end of a paragraph. Example of transition words. Let's say we want to list different points in the body. We want to list different points in the body. We can use first, second, third, or for additional ideas, furthermore, also, again, in addition, or related to. These are the transitional words we can use to link our paragraphs together when we want to list different points. And when we want to show cause or effect for contradiction, we want to show cause or effects for contradictions, we use words like however, even though, on the other hand, nevertheless, etc., etc. And as a good writer, all good paragraphs must have a topic, sentence supporting, a topic, sentences, and a summary sentence. What do I mean here? What do I mean by every paragraph should have a topic, sentence, and a summary sentence? You write a topics, supporting sentences are like topic sentence. Supporting sentences are sentences that support the facts. Remember, we said you list facts. You support your essay with facts. Facts are what? True information. You support your essay with facts or quotation. And every paragraph should have supporting sentences and a summary sentences. That's when you are concluding the paragraph. That is a summary sentence. Examples of conclusion paragraphs. In the body we choose we choose unemployment. Now we want to talk about the football. Let's choose football in Equatorial Guinea in the conclusion paragraph. Example number 1. Let's say we'll be talking about football in Equatorial Guinea and we have finished writing. We want to conclude it. I will say overall, the changes that occurred in football have helped to improve the game. Football in Equatorial Guinea is growing faster and becoming more interesting as a result of development in the past 70 years. For these reasons, football remains the number 1 sport in Equatorial Guinea. Have you heard my conclusion paragraph? I said, for this reason, football, this is my own opinion. This is my own opinion. I say for this reason, football remains the #1 sport in Equatorial Guinea. So this is where we come to the end of our class. In our next class, we'll be seeing how to write an essay. We are going to see how to write an essay. We've just been explaining what an essay is, part of essay all along. In our next class, we'll be seeing how to write an essay. What are the various steps we need to write an essay? Thank you very much for joining us in this lesson. Stay blessed and have a nice day. Bye-bye.